Sarah, the last time we spoke, it was when you announced that you were coaching. Now it's been like a couple months. How's it feel?
Oh my goodness, it's chaos in the best way. No, it's been so fun and enlightening, and I feel like I'm learning so much about myself and these girls, and I'm like mesmerized by like how quickly I'm just in love with this, and I'm just having a great time. So, and figuring out a lot, so also stumbling a lot on my face.
But obviously being an Olympic gold medalist and then now giving back to these, individuals, these ladies that are trying to achieve a goal that you achieved. I mean, what's that process like, and what's that mindset like?
I take a lot of responsibility for it, and I don't know if that's a mistake as a coach or not, but I recognize the intensity in which I held my own dream that was chasing an Olympic gold medal, and so I can relate very strongly with these girls, what they're going through, what they're feeling, and it's a little scary to kind of hold a piece of someone else's dream now, to be quite honest. There's a lot of, I'm trying to just figure it out, how much is too much to carry and how do I navigate that? But with that said, I also think it's an advantage. I take it very seriously, and I also kind of know, what worked for me, and hopefully I can help them in that way. But it is a little scary, more so than I thought, but also exciting. Like this pursuit for Olympic gold medals, nothing else like it. It's so special. It's so intense in like amazing, amazing ways. So to be a piece of someone's journey, it's really cool.
What's been the biggest piece that you've been able to bring from your athletic career to coaching?
Ooh, good question. Of course, there's technical aspects and things like that, but I think more so is kind of the mindset, not in like an intense way, but more in like, how can I work with all these crazy emotions, this spectrum of feeling, and still take effective actions? And that was such a really difficult thing for me that I didn't learn how to do until way later in my career. So I think having a lot of awareness around that, being able to bring it to these girls much, much younger than I ever experienced it, is really helpful. They could get 10 years of work in this mindset, whereas I maybe only had about 3 or 4. That's a huge difference that I think can bring like a giant impact to their careers and lives.
Obviously you got a busy schedule. Next week is Women's Nationals. You have U.S. Open coming up as a coach, and the Pan Am's in between that. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about the busy schedule coming up for you.
I'm screaming and crying at home. But I'm excited. It's funny the transition from an athlete where it was like my whole schedule was dictated around what I wanted to do. And so the change up is now it's like, okay, we need you here, we need you there. So it will definitely be an adjustment for me. But I'm just excited to go get in these girls' corners. I have yet to corner anybody. So I want this experience. I need to learn here. This is where I'm just mostly a beginner entirely is corner coaching. So give me all the experience, give me every single bit to learn, and so I can grow and be better service for the girls. And so that's really what this next 2 months is going to be. I'm traveling nearly every weekend to a competition, and I'm excited. Like this is what we're working for, is to compete. So it's nice to get going on that.
And finally, you've seen it all. The journeys, the ups and downs through women's wrestling. I mean, talk about the pinnacle of it right now. I mean, the growth of it, and leading into, eventually it'll lead into the Olympics in LA and on our home soil. I mean, but just tell the growth about women's wrestling.
Yeah, it's just the coolest thing ever, to see where it was when I was a high school wrestler, and then now to work with high school wrestlers who have a completely different experience than I do, and in a much better way. And it's just so neat to see, and just to know that all of this support, all of this growth is just feeding itself into this giant fireball essentially, and we're just going to keep spinning with all of that. And you're right, leading into LA home games, what a great stage to display the power that is women's wrestling. And it's going to be at its highest pinnacle yet by LA 2028. That's inspiring and powerful, and I'm excited for that opportunity for our girls.